Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody. Yes, listen today's concepts properly. Understand about these ideas. Okay. I think last class I have covered already about quantum theory of electrons. Still, once again, just I will cover that one. Then we can take up the next concept further. Okay. Quantum theory of free electrons. Quantum theory of free electrons. What is this concept regarding the quantum theory of free electrons? Already you have studied about the classical theory of free electrons, Drude and Lorentz. Drude and Lorentz classical theory of free electrons already you have understood. It is a failure. Therefore, we had to go for further as quantum theory of free electrons. Now, let us consider a conductor here, means a metal. So, whenever if I am using the word metal, it is a conductor. Don't forget, because once you made the mistake, again and again it will remind me. Okay, metal means it is a conductor. Inside that one, there are so many number of atoms are there. Inside this conductor, inside this metal, so many number of atoms are there. Every atom signifies its a nucleus, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in different orbits. This is a nucleus which carries the positive charge because of the protons, and also neutral charged particles, that is neutrons, are also present here. But electrons which are revolving around the nucleus, electrons are revolving around the nucleus. I have written only one orbit here, not necessarily one orbit. There are so many number of orbits. I have written only one electron here, not necessarily one electron. There are so many number of other electrons are also present depending upon the metal which is said to be under consideration according to your atomic number Z. Atomic number Z, how much it is present, that many number of electrons are revolving. No. If you are applying some amount of electric current or electric voltage, electric field, if you are applying from outside, now the outermost orbital electron, called by the name the valence electron, can be removed easily. If I am choosing this is the valence electron, it can be removed very easily from that orbit. Once the electron, it has been liberated here, it has been removed from that orbit. Liberated means not from the metal it is. We are not removing from the metal. From the metal only, if it is removed, then it is electron emission. That is a type of electron emission: photoelectric emission, radioactivity, thermionic emission. Okay, then field emission. Like that, there are so many types of emission. I am not talking about that. I am talking about the electron is removed from that orbit, but it can move from one particular atom to another orbit, another atom here inside the metal only. Such electrons are called by the name the free electrons. Such electrons are called by the name the free. Already we are aware of that. The electrons were removed from that orbit, but still it is present inside the metal. Such electrons are moving from one atom to another atom. Freely it is moving. They are called by the name free electrons. All these free electrons energy, it is quantized. That is quantized. All these free electrons energy, it has been quantized. Okay, the electrons, whatever it is said to be existing inside the metal, all these free electrons, the energy are said to be quantized. So you are aware of what is that quantization rule. It is having a perfect amount of energy, a definite amount of energy it is possessing. You cannot say that one, okay, maybe it is 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.45, 0.456, 0.457, like that. No, that is continuous. This is quanta. a definite amount of energy only it is containing. Each electron, whatever it is revolving around the nucleus and it is removed from that orbit, can move from one atom to another atom inside the metal. Such free electrons are having a particular amount of energy called by the name the quantized energy. Therefore, the energy values of all these free electrons, are quantized. First point. Second point, these free electrons, they obey Pauli's exclusion principle, because we want to make a difference between one electron to another electron. Every electron separately we are supposed to treat. Okay, for that purpose, we are going to consider Pauli's exclusion principle. It is holds good. No two electrons are having all the four quantum numbers identical. They are all different. This is Pauli's exclusion principle. From PUC level itself that you are studying about this. Pauli's exclusion principle. That is holds good. All these free electrons from one to another one, just like, okay, even though we the human beings, there are more than about 500 crores, it is said to be existing. Okay, in spite of that, our one condition that I can say that maybe fingerprint of one person, fingerprint of another person cannot be matched. DNA of one person, DNA of another person cannot be matched. No. Okay, iris of eye, human eye, of one person to another person, there is a difference. I hope you understood. Similarly, here there are huge number of electrons. There are huge number of electrons inside the metal. One electron to another electron, there exists a quantization rule of energy. Pauli's exclusion principle is holds good, and Fermi-Dirac distribution law is also holds good. FD distribution, Fermi-Dirac distribution law, it is holds good. We have to apply the Fermi-Dirac distribution. Okay. Fourth point, we are aware of what is Fermi-Dirac. Maxwell-Boltzmann, Fermi-Dirac, and Bose-Einstein. All the three that already we have come across. So where Fermi-Dirac distribution law is holds good. Not only that, the free electrons, whatever it is present inside the metal, they are having same potential energy. They are having the same potential energy everywhere inside the metal. If the electron is present here or here or here, no problem inside the metal, their potential energy remains same. All of them, they are having the same amount of potential energy. This is the fourth point. The fifth point, once the electron is removed here, this atom becomes ion here. If the electron is removed from that orbit, now the atom converting in the form of an ion, positively charged ion. Now, the positively charged ion and the removed electron, if the electron comes over here, this is an electron. This is positively charged ion. This is having positively charged ion. Negatively charged electron is present here. Once the electron is removed from that orbit here, now positively charged ion and the electron here to here, we are thinking there is a force of attraction. But according to quantum theory, once the electron is removed from that orbit, the removed electron and that particular positively charged ion, there is no force of attraction. The removed one electron and the removed another electron, there is no force of repulsion, because minus and minus there is a force of repulsion, minus and plus there is a force of attraction. According to quantum theory, this positively charged ion, negatively charged electron, whatever it is removed, here to here, there is no force of attraction. One removed electron, another removed electron, the two free electrons, there is no force of repulsion. There is no force of repulsion between any two free electrons. There is no force of attraction between the removed free electron and the positively charged ion. So if you are writing this much, it carries 3 marks. An important question for 3 marks. Okay. Explain quantum theory of free electron. We are asking, explain the quantum theory of free electrons. We are asking for about 3 marks. You have to write the whole concepts. Now I supposed to take up the Fermi-Dirac distribution. Based on that, we had to go for Fermi level and other things. To explain the Fermi-Dirac distribution here now. So in the syllabus, it's clearly mentioned about that. Only one statement I supposed to write. Only one statement. The number of particles, how many number of particles which are present between the energy range E and E plus dE. E and E plus dE within this energy range. So if this is E value, if this is E, this is said to be the E plus dE. Here to here, there is a change in the energy is equal to dE. This energy level is equal to E plus dE. dE is a small change in the energy. So one energy level is E, next energy level is E plus dE here. Between here to here, how many number of available energy states are there? Energy states, how many are available like this? These are all energy states. Next, how many number of particles are there? Number of electrons. How many number of particles which are occupied between E and E plus dE? Both we are supposed to write. So again I will repeat. Okay, one is the number of energy states. The number of energy states between E and E plus dE. Between E and E plus dE, the number of particles, how many they are present. Okay, between here to here, this gives the number of energy states. Number of energy states. The number of energy states is given by GeD. Number of particles, if you want to write, means number of electrons, whatever it is occupied. Number of particles occupied. If I want to write, that I can write NED. That is NED. Now I supposed to write both the concepts now, GeD and as well as that is Fermi-Dirac distribution, nothing else. That is called by the name the Fermi-Dirac distribution. This is called by the name the Fermi-Dirac distribution. Between the energy level E and E plus dE, how many number of energy states are present? The number of energy levels, energy states. Then between E and E plus dE, how many number of electrons are occupied? Let us write both the equations and let me finish it up. We are asking this question for about 2 marks. No derivation here. We are asking for 2 marks. This question. I am writing already what is that equation that we are expecting from you people to write at the time of examination. Okay, so clearly you can see that now. 2 marks question that we are asking. What is that? So all of us, we are aware of already about this concept here now. F of E is already known for the Fermi-Dirac distribution. F of E is equal to 1 divided by e to the power alpha, or any other thing that also you can write. Some occasion we are writing A, e to the power of alpha is equal to capital A, is a constant, into e to the power multiplied by e to the power E divided by kT, small letter k, where small letter k representing the Boltzmann constant, T is the absolute scale temperature, plus 1. This is according to Fermi-Dirac distribution. F of E is equal to this much. Clear? This is F of E. Now, G of E I supposed to write here. No derivation, directly that I am writing the answer. G of E. What is that G of E? The number of states between E and E plus dE is equal to G of E. This is number of probabilities, nothing else. So G of E is equal to, how much G of E is equal to? 2 pi V, where V is the volume, 2m. I don't know why they have not kept this derivation for you. No, it is no, we don't have the derivation here, just only this statement. We have to do this statement only. 2m divided by h square raised to the power 3 by 2, no derivation, where h is called by the name of the Planck's constant. H is the Planck's constant into e to the power half into d. Okay, all right. But we know that if you want to calculate NE here, we are having a formula for NE here. NED is equal to how much? So NED is equal to f of e into g of e. F of e into g of e into d. This is the formula for NE. Therefore, I can write NED is equal to how much? NED means how many number of particles are occupied. That I supposed to write it here. The number of particles occupied between E and E plus dE is equal to this. That is equal to how much? The one equation is this. Is that right? F of E into G of E. That is NED. Yeah. G of E already we know that. F of E also we know that. Substitute those two equations, you will get the answer for NED. So that is equal to how much? 2 pi capital V 2m by h square raised to the power 3 by 2 e to the power half d. F of e that I am writing, f of e is coming in the denominator, therefore I will write directly in the denominator. Divided by here e to the power alpha e to the power e by kt, this plus 1. If you are writing this much, you will get 2 marks for this. This carries 2 marks. Okay, according to your Pauli's exclusion principle, one electron may be having a spin is equal to plus half. Maybe other one is having a spin is equal to minus half. That we can write. If you want, you can write that one. Otherwise, not necessary. Just we are asking for about 2 marks question. Write an equation, write an expression for the number of states between the energy levels E and E plus dE. Write an expression for the number of particles occupied between the energy states E and E plus dE. That is Fermi-Dirac distribution, nothing else. This is the concept of Fermi-Dirac distribution without any derivation. Okay, yes. Now I will going to take up one important concept. Maybe we are asking for about 6 marks, 7 marks. Depending upon the situation, we are asking even 7 marks or 8 marks question also. In the previous years of examination, it has been asked. So before taking up that one, first let me think about the Fermi level and Fermi energy for about 2 marks now. So we are asking for 2 marks question. What do you mean by define Fermi level and the Fermi energy? We are asking this question for about 2 marks. An important question for 2 marks. Then derivation for Fermi energy for about 6 marks. So how we are going to define Fermi level and Fermi energy. Fermi level and Fermi energy, how we are going to define. Now let us consider the energy level here. Now I am writing a potential well here. This is a potential well. Already you have studied in your last semester Schrodinger wave equation, everything now. The body or maybe the particle which is present inside the potential well, inside one-dimensional box, everything you have studied. Okay, yes. The Fermi level or Fermi energy means here there are so many number of energy levels. One energy level, another energy level. Like this, there are so many number of energy levels are packed up here. There are so many energy levels are packed up. Okay, just like your classroom. Okay, understood? Classroom is filled with the benches. Classroom is filled with the benches. Yes, certainly. So here also, there are, if electron, if I am considering, they are having energy status. So many number of energy levels are present here. But the problem is, if I'm seeing inside a classroom, some occasions, not all the occasions, some occasions, the students, they are occupying from the last bench. Okay, front benches are empty. But we are forcing the students to occupy from the front bench. All right? Because electrons are occupying from the front only. Lower energy, then higher energy, then higher energy, then higher energy, they are occupying. Okay. So therefore, let me consider if these are the electrons are present here. Inside a classroom, first bench is filled, second bench is filled, third bench is filled, like that. Now, if it is benches are filled, maybe it has been filled here. Completely it has been filled here. Below this one, here is a teacher is standing here. Teacher to this particular bench here, all those benches are filled with the students. Similarly, here also electrons are filled below this level. Below this level, electrons are, they are all filled. Above this level, electrons are not filled. The number of electrons occupied a particular level and above it is equal to 0. The number of electrons occupying from particular level and above that level, it is equal to 0. At 0 Kelvin, don't forget, temperature we have to take it as 0 Kelvin. The maximum level, whatever it has been occupied, it is represented by EF. If you don't want to write, you can write EF can also be written as EF naught. They are one and the same. EF or EF naught. This is the maximum energy it has been occupied. That is a maximum energy it has been occupied. EF naught at 0 Kelvin. Above that one, all these states, energy states are, they are all empty energy states, empty benches, without any students, without any electrons. Here state, energy states are there. Energy states are there, but electrons are not occupied. But below this level, it is completely, it has been filled. This maximum energy, the maximum energy at 0 Kelvin, the maximum energy at 0 Kelvin, where the maximum energy at 0 Kelvin, the electrons are filled here inside the potential level. The highest occupied energy level, below that it is completely filled. Above that one, it is completely empty, is called by the name energy level, Fermi level. This is called by the name, this is taken as Fermi level. The corresponding energy is called by the name Fermi energy. The corresponding energy is called by the name the Fermi energy. Below Fermi level, all these electrons are filled. All the energy levels are occupied by the electrons. Above the Fermi level, all these states, whatever it is present, they are all empty here. They are all empty. No electrons are occupied here. The maximum level up to which the electrons are occupied at 0 Kelvin is called by the name the Fermi level. Corresponding energy is called by the name Fermi energy. Hoping that you have understood about what is that Fermi level and Fermi energy. Clear? Understood about this? Now we know that F of E is equal to how much? Now I will write F of E, number of energy levels, whatever the electrons are occupied, probability of occupied the number of electrons. F of E is equal to N of E. We know that already what is that N of E and G of E. If you have already forgotten, I will going to show it again. N of E, G of E. Number of particles occupied, number of energy states. number of particles occupied, number of energy states. Okay, number of particles occupied divided by the number of energy states. Hoping that you have understood, that is the density of electrons in each particular level. Number of electrons in each particular level is equal to F of E. That is equal to how much? That is equal to how much? I will write it just to see that, because for the next derivation I require all these concepts. N of E, G of E is equal to how much? I will write the condition here. If E is greater than EF, this is energy, E is present here. E is greater than EF. E is less than EF, less than this. E is greater than EF. Here I will write E is greater than EF. This is for E is greater than EF. For E greater than EF, how many electrons are occupied here? Zero number of electrons are occupied. Clear? Understood? Now, for this one I can write for, which is that E less than or equal to EF. E less than or equal to EF, or less than this. One electron occupying one energy level, another electron occupying the second energy level. Therefore, I can write this value is equal to 1, because one electron occupying one energy level, second electron is occupying in the second energy level. Therefore, how many number of electrons are occupied, how many number of energy states are occupied, that one, they are equal to each other here. Hence, it is equal to how much? 1. For this one only. For above that level, it is equal to 0. Clear? Based on this, we are supposed to derive Fermi level or Fermi energy. We are supposed to derive the Fermi energy depending upon all these concepts. Okay, so what is that? So question is, derive an expression for, we are asking the question. Derive an expression. Derive an expression for the Fermi energy. Derive an expression for Fermi energy for free electrons. For free electrons in a metal. Metal means it is a conductor. Okay, right? This question we are asking either for about 5 marks or 6 marks question that we are framing. If you don't have the 6 marks question, then we are putting at 5 marks. The maximum marks, if it is carried by 7 or 8, then we are combining this and this together for about 8 marks together. What is that? Define Fermi level or Fermi energy. Derive an expression for the Fermi energy for a metal. Together we can ask for about 8 marks, 9 marks, like that. An important question, a very important question, of course. A very important question. So how we are going to proceed? How we are going to proceed? So we'll consider N be the number of electrons in the metal. So what is that N representing? The number of electrons. Totally how many electrons are present? I will write it here. So this is equal to number of electrons. Of course, which kind of electrons? Number of free electrons. Okay. Number of free electrons in a metal. I will consider a metal in which the number of free electrons is equal to capital N. Now, EF naught means what? Or EF or EF naught, they are one and the same. It is the highest filled energy. Already I explained, highest filled energy. At what temperature? At 0 Kelvin. See that? That's why I kept it as it is. It is the highest field energy at 0 Kelvin. EF naught or EF, no problem. EF also we can write EF naught or EF. What is that GEDE representing? This representing number of energy states. Number of energy states. It gives the number of energy states. Yeah, number of energy states by the same energy E. By the same energy E. How many number of energy states are present for E energy? For the same energy E, how many number of energy states are present? Okay. Therefore, I can write capital N is equal to how much? Means number of free electrons in a metal. How much it is said to be existing, I suppose to write. Equation that I suppose to write it here. So what is that? Based on this, I will write capital N is equal to, what is that N? How many number of free electrons present inside the metal? Total number of free electrons. Totally how many they are present. That I suppose to write. That is equal to NEDE. It's only in one particular a particular level only number of electrons whatever is present between E and E plus DE. The number of electrons whatever is present is NEDE, not the total number. To get the total number here, I suppose to take the integration varies from 0 to infinity. Because here the energy levels, it varies from 0 to this, 0 to infinity. I hope you understood. This is 0 level. This is infinite level. If I'm choosing here, this is infinite level. See that? 0 level to infinity, 0 level to infinity. But above EF naught to infinity, number of electrons is equal to 0. Here the number of electrons is equal to 0. Between here to here, the number of electrons is equal to 0. You know already about this. But even if I'm calculating from here to here or here to here, total number of electrons remains same. Therefore, I am writing 0 to infinity. NEDE. Right. But NE is equal to how much? Is equal to F of E D. F of E G. This one also already we are aware of this. Okay, where I have written NEDE is equal to F of E GEDE. DE is present on both the sides. NE is equal to F of E GE. NE is equal to F of E GE. Okay, F of E G. Right. Therefore, substitute this value here. Therefore, N is equal to integration of 0 to infinity, this one, F of E GE DE as it is. Now, I will going to write this one 0 to infinity. I will going to split up into 2 now. Integration, I will going to write it in 2 steps. N is equal to integration of 0 to EF naught. I will show it again. I will show it again here. 0 to EF naught to infinity. Splits up into 2 integrals, 0 to EF naught, electrons are present. EF naught to infinity, number of electrons is equal to 0. Okay, so 0 to EF naught, F of E, G, D, plus integration of EF naught to infinity. Again, F of E, G, D. So this integration, it has been split up into 2 integrals. 0 to infinity written as 0 to EF naught and EF naught to infinity, nothing else. Summation of these two is equal to this. But at 0 Kelvin, for E less than or equal to EF naught, this implies F of E is equal to 1. For E greater than EF naught, F of E is equal to 0. Already I have written that concept here. Yes. This concept at 0 Kelvin that I have written. This idea I will going to use it here. Okay. Therefore, this value is equal to how much here? You see that EF naught to infinity. This value it is equal to, this is turns out to be 0. Right? But this is turns out to be 1. F of E. F of E turns out to be 1. This is turns out to be 1. So therefore, N is equal to integration of 0 to EF naught. F of E is equal to 1 here. GE DE. That is equal to, this is equal to 0, of course, because F of E is equal to 0. 0 into anything is 0. That is equal to integration of 0 to EF naught GE DE. Substitute for GEDE now. You are aware of GEDE is equal to how much? Okay, because Fermi-Dirac distribution we are using now. So, but GEDE is equal to, this one we have assumed this value without any derivation. So, GEDE is equal to how much? 8 root 2 pi V, where V is the volume, pi is 3.14 divided by H cube, where H is Planck's constant. H is Planck's constant. Mass of the electron raised to the power 3 by 2 into energy e to the power half into d. E to the power half into d. Now, if I am substituting this here, N, therefore N is equal to integration of 0 to EF naught GE is equal to this 8 root 2 pi V H cube m to the power 3 by 2 e to the power half into d. Out of this, all these things are constants because we want to integrate dE with respect to E only. We are supposed to integrate. All these things are constants. Whatever I have rounded up, it is a constant. I will take it outside of that integration. Therefore, N is equal to 8 root 2 pi V divided by H cube m to the power 3 by 2. Hoping that you have understood. Integration of 0 to EF naught e to the power half into dE. Because this is only the variable. I suppose to integrate e to the power of half with respect to E. The other things that I will treat that one as a constant, take it outside the integration symbol. So integration of e to the power of half is equal to e to the power of plus 1. X to the integration of x to the power n raised to the, you know about that. Integration of x to the power n dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Here also e to the power of half plus 1 divided by half plus 1. Correct? I will write here integration of e to the power half dE is equal to e to the power half plus 1 divided by half plus 1, right? That is e to the power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. I will write the next step. Okay. I think you have understood all these concepts. You have to do the practice at home. Several number of times you have to do the practice. Okay. So what we got the answer here, I will continue further. This one, n is equal to 8 root 2, as it is I will write pi v divided by h cube m to the power 3 by 2. Only thing is this one I had to do the integration, e to the power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 varies from upper limit ef naught, lower limit 0. Okay. Right. Take it outside. If 2 goes to numerator, you write it. 3 coming to the denominator. So therefore, n is equal to 2 goes to numerator, 8 into 2 into root 2 into pi v m to the power 3 by 2 divided by 3 coming in the denominator, h cube. Right. Then this one, e f naught raised to the power 3 by 2 minus this is 0. Lower limit 0. Upper limit I have made the substitution here. Now only small calculation here. So n is equal to this much. But I supposed to calculate EF naught. Therefore, EF naught raised to the power 3 by 2 is equal to how much? Using this, EF naught raised to the power 3 by 2 is equal to cross multiplication. This goes here, this is coming here. All right. So I can write 3 n h cube divided by 8 2s are 16 root 2 pi v m to the power 3 by 2. That's all. Correct? Understood? No. No. I had to take the cube root and square. Squaring on both the sides and taking the cube root on both the sides. So raising the power. So meaning is raising the power to, what is that? 2 by 3 on both the sides. On both the sides. As you are raising the power to raise to the power 2 by 3 here, this will be equal to EF naught. 3 nh cube 16 root 2 pi v m to the power 3 by 2 whole raised to the power how much here? 2 by 3. Separate it. Splits up into two functions here. Multiplication just to do it. This into this like that. Adjust that values. So therefore, EF naught is equal to, now mathematics only, pure mathematics, nothing else. Just we are adjusting, manipulating some, what is that, using the mathematics that we are splitting into two formats here, nothing else. Okay, I will write 3m divided by pi v Raised to the power, how much? Single is there, you can observe that one. Nothing, nothing is there in the power. Nothing is there in the power. Pi v 3n. Raised to the power 2 by 3. Remaining things, h cube divided by 16. Root 2. Root 2 can be written as 2 to the power half. Root 2. M to the power 3 by 2. Whole thing raised to the power 2 by 3. Correct? This one I will write as it is. E of naught is equal to 3n divided by pi v raised to the power 2 by 3 h cube. Separate that. H cube raised to the power 2 by 3, cube root and cube get cancelled. You are going to get h square here divided by 16 to the power 2 by 3, 2 to the power half, and this 2 get cancelled here. You will get 2 cube. M to the power 3 by 2, M to the power 2 by 3, power is going to get cancelled. You are going to get only M. Therefore, E of naught is equal to 3n divided by pi v raised to the power 2 by 3. Okay, that is equal to here h square divided by just you do the calculation between here and here. This is only a numbers here. You can do that one. 16 raised to the power 2 by 3 multiplied by this 8. 2 to the power of 3 means it is 8. Together, if you are doing here now calculation, you are going to get 8 multiplied by m. This value is equal to 8. Meaning 16 to the power 2 by 3 multiplied by 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8. You do it. That value is equal to 8. Therefore, I have written 8 into m. Clear? Now, out of this 8, I will take out 2 here. Okay, 3 is also here now. Okay, 3 I will take it here, 2 I will take it here. Just adjustment, nothing else. E of naught is equal to here. Shall I write this one like this just to see that? H square divided by 2m, h square divided by 2m. How much is remaining here? 4. I have written 2m here, h square divided by 8m. Instead of that, h square divided by 2m I have written. Still remaining 4 is there. 4 we can take it inside here. 2 square we can write. So that we can write it as divided by h square divided by 2m. 4 is there. We had to take that 4 inside. And we had to write that equation. So how to write? 3n divided by 8 pi v raised to the power 2 by 3. Yes, you do that. 8 to the power 1 by cube is how much? 2. 2 square is 4. 4 2s are 8. You are getting 8. This equation, they are one and the same. While solving the problem, some occasion I will use this equation. Some occasion I will going to use this equation. So be careful. So remember the equations properly. This is your E of naught. And small n is equal to here. Small n is equal to capital N divided by capital V. Don't forget. Total number of electrons divided by the volume is equal to the number of electrons per unit volume. The number of electrons per unit volume is small n. Total number of electrons in a conductor is equal to capital N. V is the volume of the conductor. This gives the density here. Small n representing the density of free electrons. I have written all the steps. Okay. All the steps it has been written. See that you have to practice this one at home several number of times. Several number of times you are supposed to do the practice session. Yes, any doubt is there, you can ask. This is the concept you are supposed to write at the time of examination. Any doubt is there? If you want to ask any doubt, you can ask. If you don't have the doubt, then you have to read it here. See that? Any doubt? You can ask. Now, what is Fermi level? Definition for Fermi level and Fermi energy. Define Fermi level and Fermi energy carries 2 marks. Now the derivation carries 6 marks or 7 marks. Okay, right hand side, I have shown it how the small amount of the simplification we can do it. That also I have shown it. The right hand side, I have shown it. Some calculations also I have shown it here. You can observe that. Because while reading the notes, you should not get confused. For that purpose, I have written that small calculation also. We have to solve the problem using this formula. We are supposed to solve the problem.